Students standing at the back are requested to sit down, please.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
A very warm and auspicious morning to one and all present here. We extend a warm welcome to respected dignitaries on and off the dais, our distinguished guests, esteemed faculty members, beloved parents, and a very special welcome to our bright, young, energetic stars, our dear students of School of Life Science and Biotechnology, School of Smart Agriculture, School of Basic and Applied Sciences, School of Health and Medical Sciences. I, Shudipta Mojumdar from School of Business.
And myself, Dr. Shanmitra Ghosh from School of Life Science and Biotechnology, feel absolutely privileged to welcome you all to day one of AU Ignite 2026, the Grand Diksharamb Orientation Program of Adamas University.
Today marks the dawn of an incredible chapter as our new batch of students embark their new journey of higher education, seeking insight, discovery, and profound personal transformation in continuation with the expedition of our university for new insight, discovery, and transformation.
To set a profound and sacred tone for this journey, we begin our grand proceedings with our traditional roots. The program will begin on an auspicious note with a soulful rendering of our national song, Vande Mataram, to be performed by the students and faculty members of the team Musicorium as a note to commemorate the glorious 150 years of the composition of Vande Mataram and its legacy. This will be followed by our national anthem. May we request the entire gathering to rise for the national invocation.
Hello, check.
Hello, check.
Hello. जनगण मन अधिनायक
तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Everyone is requested to settle down. Lighting of the lamp is a traditional ceremony to invoke the blessing of Almighty at any auspicious occasion. So to set the platform ready for that event, we will take a couple of minutes, and after that, we will proceed. To invoke the blessings of the Almighty and mark the grand commencement of today's proceedings, I invite our respected dignitaries to come upon the stage for lighting of the lamp ceremony, a timeless tradition symbolizing the dissipation of darkness and the triumph of pure learning and enlightenment. I would request Honorable Chancellor Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Sir and Madam, Senior Vice President Ma'am, Senior Vice President Sir, Registrar Sir, Group CEO Sir, Dean Academics, Deans, Associate Deans, Directors, and our honored guests to please come upon the stage. Today we are honored to have with us Dr. Devi Prasad Duwari as our respected guest. We request Professor Duwari to come upon the stage with rest of the dignitaries.
Honorable Vice Chancellor is on the way. He got trapped in some traffic jam. He will be joining our program shortly. A big round of applause. May I request Honorable Chancellor Sir, Senior Vice President Madam, Group CEO Sir, and our esteemed guest Dr. Devi Prasad Duwari Sir to kindly take their seats on the dais. I request all the other dignitaries to please take your seats on the auditorium. To officially initiate our academic discourse, it is our distinct privilege to invite the visionary academic administrator who drives the operational excellence across the institution. We warmly welcome Professor Dr. Ankita Chakraborty Bhattacharya, Senior Vice President, Admissions and Academic Operations, to deliver the welcome address. Please, Madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. As always, you have been doing a wonderful job. A very happy morning and a successful morning to Honorable Chancellor Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, who is on his way to join us, esteemed dignitaries, and most importantly, our today's great guest, the students and the parents. We welcome you to this big family, Adamas family. Guru Gobind dono khade, kaake lagu paaye. Guru Gobind dono khade, kaake lagu paaye. Balihari Guru aapno, jo Govind diyo milaye. Acharya Devo Bhav. Good morning and a heartfelt welcome once again to this Adamas University family. The shloka from the Taittiriya Upanishad carries a profound truth that sits at the heart of everything you'll experience here. It doesn't mean teachers are to be worshipped as gods. Rather, it acknowledges that knowledge itself is sacred and the relationship between teacher and a student is a bridge to wisdom. In stepping into university, you are entering a space where learning is honored as a spiritual endeavor. The curiosity you bring, the questions you ask, and my dear students, you must ask questions. The mentors you encounter, the struggles you overcome, all of this is sacred work. You are not just acquiring credentials, you are awakening to your own potential, and the awakening begins now. As I look at your faces today, I see something remarkable. Not just bright, eager students, but architects of your own future. You have taken a significant step. You have left behind the familiar structures of school, and you are stepping into a space of unprecedented possibility. And I want you to know you are not alone in this transition. We are here to walk this journey with you. वो सारे लोग जिन्होंने कई ख्वाब देखे, जिन्होंने कई सपने देखे, क्लास 12 तक आपने देखे और आपके पेरेंट्स ने आपका पूरा साथ दिया। वो सारे लोग जिन्होंने सोचा कि कोलकाता वो डेस्टिनेशन है जहां आपके सपने पूरे होंगे। वो सारे लोग जिन्होंने ये सोचा कि कोलकाता में एडमस यूनिवर्सिटी वो जगह है जहां पे आपके ख्वाब पूरे होंगे। So thanks to you all, we welcome you that not because you chose Adamas, because you are the lucky one whom Adamas has chosen. कई हजार applications में से, कई टेस्ट में से जब आपको चुनकर यहाँ लाया गया, तो Adamas University की भी कुछ expectations हैं. Over the next 4 years, you won't just earn a degree. You'll discover who you are. You'll find your voice. You'll learn to think critically, to challenge assumptions, to ask better questions, not just to accept answers. That's the true purpose of university, the Adamas University. Now, I know some of you might feel overwhelmed. The campus is larger, the expectations are higher. There's more freedom, but also more responsibility. That's exactly how it should be. और स्पेशली वो सारे लोग जो कई छोटे शहरों से आए होंगे, कुछ हमारे अपने फेवरेट शहर भी हैं, कई लोग यहाँ पे जमशेदपुर से आए होंगे, रांची से आए होंगे, सिलचर से आए होंगे, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के कई जगह से आए होंगे. So you all, when you come here, do not feel overwhelmed because Adamas University is known for its inclusivity. You all will find a huge, big family, and I can commit today. In coming long weekends, you would not feel like going home. Rather, you will call up your parents. Our parents are shunte parchen. Tara nishoy phonta paben nijer ছেলে মেয়েদের কাছ থেকে কি না এখন পড়াশোনা অনেক বেশি আছে প্রেশার অনেক বেশি আসতে পারছি না That's what Adamas does. It gives you a home. These years are your training ground for adulthood, for leadership, for impact. At Adamas University, we believe in something we call learning beyond curriculum. Yes, your courses matter, your grades matter, but what truly shapes you is what happens outside the classroom, the clubs you join, the friendships you make, the mentors you learn from, the failures you overcome, the ideas you dare to pursue. We have an ecosystem here designed for this. Industry partnerships, research opportunities, innovation labs, cultural platforms, sports facilities, and faculty who genuinely care about your growth. Let me be direct about something else. The university was built on a philosophy that education is not a commodity but a transformation. कुछ तो वजह रही होगी कि हमने शुरुआत में अध्यापक, शिक्षक और students के बारे में बात की. The very reason why we see a mini India or a stronger mini Eastern India under the same roof today is because of the 40 years of legacy that Adamas University carries on its shoulders. Is a story about a teacher who years back thought how the education would be shaped up, how education must be made, designed in India so that India becomes stronger. The story is about Professor Samit Ray, our founder chancellor, who established Adamas with a singular vision to create not just qualified graduates, but thoughtful, ethical leaders who can contribute meaningfully to society. Whether you are in engineering, commerce, arts, or any other discipline, you're part of that legacy that carries weight and that carries responsibility. You will encounter challenges. Some of you will struggle with courses. Some will face homesickness. Some will question your choices. That's not failure, that's growth. What matters is how you respond. Come to us, reach out to your mentors, your peers, your counselors. This university invests in you, not just academically, but holistically. Here's what we ask you in return. When we give you so much, we do ask something in return. And that's be curious. Ask questions. Don't settle for rote learning. Engage with ideas that make you uncomfortable. Be respectful. Be a culture of inclusion. Your diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and beliefs are your strength, not a division. Be accountable. Take responsibility of your choices and your impact on others. आप में से हर छात्र छात्री आज की तिथि से जब आप इस फैमिली के साथ जुड़ते हैं तो ये आपका कर्तव्य बन जाता है कि आप सिर्फ अपने आप को एक इंडिविजुअल की तरह ना सोचें, आप सबको लेकर चलें, परिवार के हर सदस्य को लेकर चलें, परिवार के सिद्धांतों को मानकर चलें. ये बहुत आसान होता है कह देना कि अच्छा एडमस में ऐसा होता है, हमारे तो नहीं होता था. लेकिन आपने जब ये चुना है और आप चुने गए हैं तो ये आपकी मोरल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आप हर उस चीज़ को, आप हर उस सिद्धांत को माने जो कि एडमस आपके लाइफ में इम्बाइब करेगा. बी एम्बिशियस, ड्रीम बिगर देन यू थॉट पॉसिबल. Your potential is far greater than you imagine right now. And finally, be kind to yourself. Growth is not linear. You'll have wins and setbacks. You'll feel confident one day and uncertain the next. That's not weakness, that's a process of becoming. Be grateful to your parents. Your parents have dreamt for you. They have aspired for you. They have taken decisions for you. They have gone with your decisions. So always go back, touch feet of your parents, take the blessing, and be thankful to the Almighty that they gave you the best of the parents in this world. In the coming days, you'll register for courses, explore clubs, meet your professors, and find your spaces. Do not forget to complete your registrations, please. Soak it all in, build your community, make mistakes, laugh, study hard, challenge yourself, take risks. 4 years from now, when you walk across that stage to receive your degree, it won't be just your academic achievement you celebrate. It will be the person you have become, the relationships you have built, the ideas you have pursued, the obstacles you have overcome. So welcome to Adamas University. Welcome to a community of scholars, dreamers, and doers. Welcome to the next chapter of your life. We are thrilled to have you here. Let's do the great things together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your deeply inspiring words. Your words have wonderfully set a precise baseline for our collective vision and highlighted the incredible responsibilities that lie ahead of our incoming students. Ladies and gentlemen, we now arrive at a moment of absolute honor. Every great institution is anchored by a foundational pioneer whose vision shapes generations. Please join me in extending a resounding, respectful welcome to the visionary architect and revered founder of Adamas University, our Honorable Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shomit Ray. May I request Professor Dr. Ankita Chakraborty Bhattacharya ma'am to felicitate Honorable Chancellor sir. May I now request our Honorable Chancellor, sir, to address our students and illuminate their path forward. Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Respected Dr. Suranjan Das, Vice Chancellor at Adamas University, distinguished faculty, staff, honored parents, esteemed guests, and above all, the newest members of the Adamas University family. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome each one of you to AU Ignite 2026. Today is not merely the beginning of another academic session. It is the beginning of countless individual journeys, journeys of discovery, ambition, friendship, and transformations. As I look across this gathering, I do not simply see students who have enrolled for a degree. I see future scientists, entrepreneurs, lawyers, teachers, engineers, artists, innovators, leaders who will shape the future of our nations and the world. You belongs to a remarkable generation, a generation that has grown up in an era where technology evolves almost every day, where artificial intelligence is transforming industries, where climate change challenges humanity, and where innovation is redefining every profession. In such a world, one truth has become increasingly clear. The future will not belong merely to those who possesses only the information. It will belong to those who possesses wisdom, the wisdom to think independently, to act ethically, to collaborate with others, and to continue learning throughout life. That is the true purpose of a university. A university is not simply a place where degrees are awarded. It is a place where intellect meets character, where ambition is guided by values, where freedom is balanced by responsibility, and where young minds discover not only what they can achieve, but also who they can become. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore beautifully expressed the essence of the education where he wrote, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. These timeless words remind us that education is meant to liberate the mind. A university must nurture fearless thinkers, individuals who are curious enough to ask questions, encourage enough to challenge assumptions, and humble enough to keep learning throughout their lives. At Adamas University, this philosophy defines who we are. We believe that education should prepare students not merely for the employment, but for leaderships. Not merely for the successful careers, but for meaningful lives. Our classroom, laboratories, innovation centers, libraries, sports facilities, cultural platforms, and research ecosystems are all designated with our objective to help every student realize his or her fullest potential. As we continue to strengthen the collaborations with industry, expand global partnerships, encourage research, innovation, and embrace emerging technologies, our commitment remains unchanged to provide an education that is relevant, future-ready, and rooted in strong human values. I encourage each one of you to make the most of every opportunity this university offers. Attend your classes with sincerity. Participate in research. Join clubs and societies. Play sports. Volunteer for the social causes and take part in cultural activities. Build friendships across disciplines. Some of your greatest lessons will come outside the classroom. Some of the strongest friendships will last a lifetime. And some of your biggest failures may eventually become the greatest teachers. Never be afraid to fail. Be afraid only of refusing to learn. Curiosity has always driven human progress. Every invention, every scientific breakthrough, every social reforms began because someone dared to ask why. And perhaps even more importantly, why not? Never lose their curiosity and read beyond the syllabus, seek different perspectives, listen respectfully to those who disagree with you. The ability to think critically and learn continuously will be the greatest strength in a rapidly changing world. The national education policy has envisioned universities that promote multidisciplinary learning, innovation, flexibility, and holistic development. This is not merely an educational reform, it is a vision for a stronger India. Our country today stands at an extraordinary moment in history. India is among the world's youngest nations. Our scientists are reaching new frontiers in space. Our entrepreneurs are building globally respected entrepreneurs. Our research, innovation, and creators are making meaningful contribution across the world. The opportunity before you, the generation, are unprecedented, but the future of the nations will ultimately depend not only on the economic growth or technological advancement, it will depend upon the character and competence and the compassion of the young people like you. Each one of you now carries that responsibility. Whenever your journey eventually leads to the industry, research, public service, healthcare, law, entrepreneurship, academic, or the creative arts, remember the success is never measured solely by personal achievement. True success lies in the positive impact you create in the lives of others. Leadership is not about the authority. Leadership is about the service. To our parents, I offer my sincere gratitude. Behind every student seated here is a family that has made sacrifices, nurtured dreams, and placed immense trust in this institute. Thank you for the entrusting the children to Adamas University. We accept that the trust with humility and with a deep sense of responsibility. Our endeavor is not only to educate them professionally, but also to help them become responsible citizens and compassionate human beings. To my colleagues, our faculty and the staff, another academic year reminds us of the privilege we enjoy. Few professions offer the opportunity to shape the future every single day. Every lecture delivered, every experiment supervised, every conservation with students has the potential to influence a life for years to come. Dear student, as a chancellor, I have had the privilege of interacting with the thousands of graduates over the year. Most do not remember every examination they wrote or every assignment they submitted, but they always remember a teacher who believed in them, a friend who stood beside them, a challenge that changed them, or a single opportunity that transformed the course of their lives. Perhaps your own transformative journey begins today. Allow me to conclude with an ancient prayer that has inspired generation. Tamasome Gayatri Gamaya. Lead me from the darkness to the light. In a university, that light is not merely the light of knowledge, it is the light of understanding, the light of integrity, the light of compassion, the light of wisdom. As we begin the new chapter, strives not merely to become successful professionals, but enlightened human beings. The world does not simply need graduates, it needs people of character. It needs innovators with empathy. It needs leaders with humility. And it needs citizens who recognize that the greatest measure of the success is the positive difference they make in the lives of others. I have every confidence that the Adamas University batch of 2026 will rise to that challenges. On behalf of the entire Adamas University family, I welcome you once again. May your years here be filled with learning, discovery, friendship, and purpose. May you leave this campus not only with a degree in your hands, but with a larger visions in your mind and a stronger commitment in your hearts to serve society. Welcome to Adamas University. Welcome to AU Ignite 2026. Your journey begins today. Thank you. And my very best wishes to each one of you.
A heartfelt thank you, sir, for your powerful words of wisdom, standard setting, and robust encouragement. Your profound vision continues to be our ultimate North Star. Moving forward, it is now my absolute privilege and pleasure to invite a distinguished, globally acclaimed academician, visionary leader, and eminent researcher whose exemplary leadership continues to steer Adamas University towards innovation, academic excellence, global benchmarking, and profound commitment to social responsibility. May I request Professor Dr. Ankita Chakraborty Bhattacharya, Madam, to felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. Please join me in welcoming our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Suranjan Das, for his address. Sir, please.
Our Honorable Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shomit Ray, my very good friend, Dr. Duwari, a distinguished member in the world of Indian astronomy. I'm saying after a long time, thank you very much for being with us today. Mr. Thomas, Dr. Ankita Chakraborty, my esteemed colleagues, and of course my very dear students. Could I, on my own behalf and on behalf of the entire Adamas community, sincerely and welcome our new group of students who would be joining Adamas University today. As you enter this university, I am sure you have felt that you are one of the few fortunate members of the Indian youth community, because at a time when India is still grappling with a gross enrollment ratio of about 30%, that is 30% of the Indian youth between 17 and 26 who are eligible to join Indian higher academics, you are one of the few of them. And you are not only one of the few of them, but you are fortunate in entering an institution of academic excellence, an institution which had won national and international accolades within its 14 years of existence, 13 years of existence. Adamas University has become West Bengal's first state private university to be accorded the coveted A grade by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Not only that, according to the recent IIRF ranking, another ranking framework, our university has become the #1 university within the state, and I think 14th or 15th at the national level. So you are entering a new world of learning, a world of learning which you will cherish, a world of learning which will nourish you to become perfect individuals to join the new competitive world of globalized knowledge, of technological knowledge, a knowledge which will make you be competitive in the coming period. My dear students, as my Honorable Chancellor has noted, you are not only today entering a new institution, you are entering a new period of your life. A life which will be marked by challenges, a life where you have to negotiate certain uncharted paths, but a life which I'm sure will be fulfilling and academically rewarding. Today we are living in a world of knowledge which is shaped by technology. The luxuries of yesterday have become necessities of today. The knowledge which is relevant today might become irrelevant tomorrow. So knowledge is acquiring knowledge is a continuing process. And disseminating of the knowledge is also a continuing process. In this university, we will be exposed to you to new frontiers of knowledge and which will enable you to become not only a national citizen of the first order, but also a global citizen of the first order. আমি বিশ্বাস করি একটা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় খালি একটা জায়গা নয় যেখানে নাকি তোমরা খালি জ্ঞান আহরণ করবে। একটা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় একটা জায়গা যেখানে তোমাদের নতুন করে চিন্তা ভাবনা করতে শেখাবে, যে জিনিসটা শিখে এসেছো সেটা প্রশ্ন করতে শেখাবে। খালি তোমাদের বন্ধুবান্ধব নতুন বন্ধুবান্ধব হবে তাই নয়, আবার তোমাদের চারপাশে যে নতুন নতুন ঘটনা ঘটছে আমাদের সমাজে, বাইরের সমাজে, বৃহত্তর জগতে, সেই ঘটনাগুলোকে তোমরা নিজেদের মতো করে চিন্তা ভাবনা করতে শিখবে। তাহলেই তোমাদের মঙ্গল, দেশের মঙ্গল, পৃথিবীর মঙ্গল। We always go back to Rabindranath Tagore. Whether we celebrate our love, whether we commemorate our sorrows, whether we celebrate our success. কবিগুরু রবীন্দ্রনাথ যখন শান্তিনিকেতন প্রতিষ্ঠা করেছিলেন তখন তাকে জিজ্ঞেস করা হয়েছিল আপনি কি ধরনের শিক্ষা দিতে চান ছাত্রছাত্রীদের। উনি বলেছিলেন আমি এমন ধরনের ছাত্রছাত্রীদের শিক্ষা দিতে চাই যাতে নাকি তারা নিজেদের মতো করে শিখতে পারে, নিজেদের মতো করে চিন্তা করতে পারে। আর আরেকটা বড় জিনিস, যে নাকি সবসময় খালি ভাববে না যে সে যেটা বলছে সেটাই ঠিক, বরঞ্চ অন্য লোকের সঙ্গে কথাবার্তা বলবে, টলারেন্ট হবে, আত্মনির্ভর হবে, কিন্তু আত্মকেন্দ্রিক হবে না। আজকে আমাদের যখন আমরা নতুন শিক্ষানীতির কথা আমাদের অনারেবল চ্যান্সেলর স্যার বললেন, যেই শিক্ষানীতির ওপর মূল ভিত্তি হচ্ছে পারফেকশন অফ ম্যান তৈরি করা, যেটা স্বামী বিবেকানন্দ অনেকদিন আগে চিন্তা করে গেছিলেন। রবীন্দ্রনাথের কথা বারে বারে মনে পড়ে যাচ্ছে, আমাদের মনে পড়ে যাচ্ছে যখন তিনি বলেছিলেন যে আমাদের এমন ধরনের শিক্ষা দেওয়া উচিত যে শিক্ষা খালি তোমাদের তথ্য দেবে না, যে শিক্ষা তোমাদের মধ্যে অগ্নি জাগাবে। আমরা অ্যাডামাস বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় সেরকম ধরনের শিক্ষা দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করি। When you have entered Adamas University, you must have been impressed with the excellent infrastructure. It's an infrastructure not only of brick and mortar. You will also be exposed to the infrastructure of the best human minds. তোমরা জানো, অনেকে জানো হয়তো, স্ট্যানফোর্ড বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় প্রত্যেক বছর প্রথম 2% ওয়ার্ল্ড সায়েন্টিস্টদের র্যাঙ্ক করেন। Our university is one of the few universities which has at least 4 scientists who belong to that 2% of the world category scientists. Our university has a number of scholars who have not only attained degrees in India, but also degrees abroad. আমাদের বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে এমন ধরনের শিক্ষক শিক্ষিকা আছেন যাদের জন্য আমরা গর্ববোধ করি না, সারা দেশ গর্ববোধ করে। যেরকম কদিন আগে আমাদের বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে জয়েন করেছেন প্রফেসর সিদ্ধার্থ রায়। He is a Bhatnagar awardee. He is a member of 2 Academy Science Fellows. He was earlier the director of both institutes. He was earlier the director of Indian Institute of Chemical Biotechnology. We have just been able to rope in it among our faculty another important scientist of the region, Dr. Moitri Bhattacharya, who was a distinguished professor of Calcutta University and served with distinction as a director of the JBN HTS. We have also been able to induct as a faculty member another distinguished political scientist, Professor Shivaji Pratim Basu, who had served with distinction as the Vice Chancellor of Vidyasagar University. We have been able to tap in a large number of human resources, which have not been possible for other universities. Therefore, my dear students, will not only be exposed to world-class infrastructure, smart classrooms, smart laboratories, excellent playgrounds, but also the best minds of the country. আমাদের যে কোনো বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত তার আন্তর্জাতিক সুখ্যাতি না হয় সে বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় একটা মানে ওঠে না। We are happy that our university has been able to participate in an effective manner the internationalization of the Indian higher education system, which is one of the cardinal features of the new education policy 2020. We have been able to establish our academic connections with a large number of higher education institutions. As a result of which, তোমরা যারা আজকে অ্যাডামাস ইউনিভার্সিটি ভর্তি হলে তারা একটা সেমেস্টার, দুটো সেমেস্টার, তিনটে সেমেস্টার বাইরের বড় বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে পড়তে পারবে। তারপরে তোমরা যে ক্রেডিটটা ওখানে আর্ন করবে, that credit will be transferred to your mark sheet here. So therefore, you will not only be ending by acquiring a degree of Adamas University, but you will also be adding credits to your mark sheets with teaching learning process or in universities around the world. Therefore, I would request you to think not only as a student of Adamas University, I request you to think as a responsible citizen of India, so that the knowledge that you acquire in the classrooms and laboratories, that knowledge is effectively utilized in the economic parameters of the country, so that the inventions become innovations. At the same time, the knowledge that we acquire in the classrooms and laboratories can be effectively used as components to create a better world to live in. তোমরা নিশ্চয়ই বিখ্যাত একজন চাইনিজ ফিলোসফার কনফুসিয়াসের কথা শুনেছ। Confucius once said to one of his disciples, if you walk with two people, you can imitate one person who stands with distinction, who symbolize the best qualities of life. So try to imitate that person. The other person with whom you are walking might symbolize some of the worst features of the society. Don't think of him. Completely disassociate with that person and try to rectify the errors that you have seen in the other person, so that those errors do not become pandemic in the society. আজকে তোমরা আজকে যারা আদামাস বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে জয়েন করতে চলেছো, you will be exposed to a new area of friendship. You will have friends not only across the country, from across the country, but you will also be having friends from outside the country. But try to be discerning in developing friendships, because the friendship that you will develop in this university will remain friends forever. So, be discerning, be interrogative, be challenging, and be questioning. Only then you will be ideal citizens. আমি সবসময় বিশ্বাস করি একটা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় কখনোই খালি ব্রিক অ্যান্ড মর্টার বা ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচার বা হিউম্যান রিসোর্স দিয়ে হয় না। একটা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় যখন একটা সর্বোচ্চ শিখরে পৌঁছায়, সে বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের মূল মাপকাঠি হচ্ছে টিম স্পিরিট। So that you do not think of me, we do not think of ourselves, but we think of the entire community. It is not me but you which matters. And that is the spirit which drives the Adamas University forward. That is the spirit which enables us to continuously cross important milestones to acquire new heights of excellence. আর আরেকটা জিনিস যে কোনো বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে উচ্চ শিখরে পৌঁছতে দরকার, সেটা হচ্ছে একটা হিউম্যান লিডারশিপ, একটা হিউম্যান রেসপন্সিভ সিম্প্যাথেটিক লিডারশিপ। I'll tell my students, you are very, very fortunate to have someone as a chancellor who is sympathetic, who is responsive to your needs, who will always be by your side to lead you from darkness to light. আমরা যেরকম আমাদের মাননীয় চ্যান্সেলরের কাছে যে কোনো সময় যেতে পারি, তোমরাও কিন্তু যে কোনো সময় মাননীয় চ্যান্সেলরের কাছে যেতে পারো। আমি কলকাতা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের উপাচার্য ছিলাম, আমি যাদবপুর বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের উপাচার্য ছিলাম, আমি পৃথিবীর বিভিন্ন বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে পড়িয়েছি, কিন্তু এরকম একজন মানুষকে দেখিনি যিনি সব সময় খালি ছাত্রছাত্রীদের জন্য নয়, ফ্যাকাল্টি মেম্বার্সের জন্য নয়, সাধারণ কর্মচারীদের জন্য উনি সবসময় চিন্তা করেন, ভাবনা করেন, এবং কারণ উনি জানেন যে সমস্ত একাডেমিক কমিউনিটি ভালো হলেই সারা বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় ভালো হবে। সো ইউ আর এক্সট্রিমলি ফর্চুনেট ইন হ্যাভিং সাচ অ্যান অনারেবল চ্যান্সেলর, অ্যান্ড ইউ শুড অলওয়েজ ট্রাই টু টেক অ্যাডভান্টেজ অফ দ্যাট। আরেকটা কথা বলে শেষ করছি, আবার রবীন্দ্রনাথের কথা ফিরে যাচ্ছি। রবীন্দ্রনাথ তার শেষ জীবনের দিকে বিশ্বভারতীতে একটা ছাত্রছাত্রীদের যখন তিনি অ্যাড্রেস করছিলেন, তখন উনি বলেছিলেন উনি চান যাতে আমাদের ছাত্রছাত্রীরা নতুন যৌবনের দূত হয়। আমি আশা করব আজকে যে ছাত্রছাত্রীরা আমাদের এই বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে যোগদান করছে, তারা সেই নতুন যৌবনের দূত হয়ে উঠবে। এবং উই আর কমিটেড ইন আদামাস ইউনিভার্সিটি টু এনশিওর that you not only become good scientists, you not only become good social scientists, you not only become good literators, you not only become good athletes, you not only become good debaters, you not only become good musicians, but we would ensure that you become true, inclusive, good citizen. And only when you become a good citizen, a creative citizen, a questioning citizen, you not only serve the good of your country, you not only serve the good of your society, but you serve the cause of the entire humanity. And that is the true mark of a studentship. And we in Adamas University feel committed to do everything so that you can emerge as a world-class citizen. Thank you very much indeed, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your brilliant and thought-provoking address. Your focus on building holistic, interdisciplinary intellectual frameworks truly challenges our students to reach their highest potential. Dear students, Diksharam is an occasion where we bring the best of minds to interact with you. We are deeply privileged to welcome our first distinguished guest speaker of the day, a phenomenal scientist and educator who has popularized astronomy and space sciences across the nation. Dr. Devi Prasad Duwari is a distinguished astrophysicist, science educator, and renowned science communicator whose career spans over 3 decades of excellence in research, academic leadership, and public outreach. Dr. Duwari is renowned for his contribution in astronomy and science outreach, and he has served prestigious positions at TIFR, University of Manchester, Institute of Science and Technology, UK, Institute of Astronomy, Space, Art Science, Kolkata, and MP Birla Institute of Fundamental Research. May I request Honorable Chancellor Sir and Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to felicitate Dr. Devi Prasad Duwari. Please welcome Dr. Devi Prasad Duwari, former director of the iconic Birla Planetarium, Kolkata, for his astonishing talk. Meanwhile, I will request rest of our dignitaries to join the audience and enjoy his lecture. Over to you, sir.
Respected Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests and esteemed faculty members and my dear students, a very good morning to all of you. Basically, as you just heard, I'm still a student of astronomy. But in the last 45 years, studying the subject, I realized that it's a never-ending, like any subject, it's a never-ending subject. So it will take basically to introduce the subject to all of you, maybe 1.5 to 2.5 hours. But I don't have that time. So I decided that it will be in 2 parts. First, from my point of view, as an outsider to the university, but as a well-wisher as well, I should welcome you and then try to give a very short presentation. As you now realize that today is a memorable day, not only for the new students, but also for their families, who have supported them through years of hard work and sacrifice. I extend a warm welcome to each one of you as you become a part of this particular university family. The word university comes from the idea of universe of knowledge. A university is not merely a place where degrees are awarded. It is a place where minds are shaped, ideas are born, and leaders of tomorrow are nurtured. Today, you begin a journey that will transform not only your career, but also your personality, your thinking, and your purpose in life. You are very fortunate, as Professor Das was saying, to be pursuing higher education at a remarkable time in India's history. Our country is witnessing rapid progress in technology, infrastructure, digital innovation, healthcare, manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and scientific research. India has emerged as one of the fastest growing economies and is increasingly contributing to global innovation. The vision of Vikshit Bharat 2047 is not just a government initiative. It is a national aspiration. The responsibility of transforming this vision into reality rests on the shoulders of today's youth, on each one of you. Whether you have chosen engineering, management, basic science, law, your discipline has a unique role in shaping the future. Although your disciplines may be different, your destination will be the same: to serve society through knowledge, innovation, integrity, and compassion, affecting the quality of life, balance profit with social responsibilities, discover new knowledge, and ensure that development is inclusive and equitable. So I will not go on, but just mention a couple of things to you. Remember that your education should not be confined to the classroom or lecture theaters. Participate in research, innovation, internship, hackathons, moot courts, entrepreneurship, cultural activities, sports, and community engagement. Every experience adds a new dimension to your personality. And as you know, the National Education Policy 2020 encourages multidisciplinary learning, critical thinking, innovation, and holistic development. And let me be very frank, Adamas University encourages each one of these traits when they go for this teaching learning process. Take advantage of these opportunities, explore beyond your chosen discipline, and life at the university will not be easy. There will be moments of success, moments of disappointment. Sometimes you may not achieve the grades you expect. Sometimes projects may fail. Sometimes you may face rejection. Never consider failure as the end of your journey. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, quote, "Dream is not that which you see while sleeping. It is something that does not let you sleep." Dreams become reality only through discipline, perseverance, and hard work. Always remember that every challenge is preparing you for a greater opportunity. Another important lesson, at least for me, is integrity. Knowledge without character is dangerous. Success without responsibility is disastrous. That you should understand. So as future engineers, managers, scientists, lawyers, society will place enormous trust in you. Let honesty guide your decisions. Humility shape your relationships, and empathy define you. So our ancient Indian wisdom, Vidya Dadati Vinayam, knowledge gives humility, humility leads to worthiness, success, and happiness. But never stop being curious. Ask questions, experiment, read beyond your syllabus, listen to different viewpoints, respect diversity, learn from your teachers, learn from your friends. Most importantly, learn from your own experience. India does not merely need more graduates. I was going through an article, the students in STEM, you know what is STEM? STEM education, as a percentage of total graduates, undergraduates. Do you know India is at the 5th place now? After China, Russia, and 2 other countries, India is in the 5th place. But that should go up for India to become more developed, right? So as Swami Vivekananda inspired the youth of our nation by saying, "Arise, awake, and stop, not till the goal is reached." Let these words inspire you throughout your university journey. I wish every one of you fulfilling academic life, meaningful friendships, memorable experiences, and a bright future. Welcome once again to Adamas University family. May your journey here be filled with learning, discovery, purpose, and success. Okay, these are the few words I wanted to mention from my end. Now I will try to present a presentation which is my subject area. But why I am choosing to talk about this subject to you? You are from very diverse background and you will be going in different backgrounds also, different vocations. But let me tell you, as I mentioned in the last 40, 45 years, what I have learned is that a single subject is not merely confined within a couple of chapters or inside a book. Any subject has resonances in everything around us, in our environment, in our ecosystem. So environment plays a tremendously important role in shaping a person's life, guiding him through the proper pathway towards his and collective success. And the biggest environment around us is the universe. Environment is not just the tree or the plant or the lake or the ocean. The vast cosmos is our biggest environment. So that's why I thought that I will talk to you a little bit about what I call the cosmic horizon. Thousands of years back, when our ancestors used to look into the sky, they used to wonder, what is sky, where is sky, what are those lighted dots we call stars? Is there any connection between them? With these set of questions and queries, the subject of astronomy was born. So astronomy can be considered as one of the oldest subjects. Going by the television channels and newspapers, you also get an idea that it is also the most happening subject. Just to give you an idea, 1901 till 2000, in 100 years, only 3.5 Nobel Prizes were awarded in astronomy, astrophysics, cosmology, and what is known as general theory of relativity. But 2000 to 2025, believe me, 6 Nobel Prizes, 17 Nobel laureates were awarded this prize for the same subject. That tells you what a tremendous importance is being given in these subjects throughout the world. And amazingly, India is not behind. Thousands of years back, our ancestors used to look into the sky, tried to want to know the meaning behind those lighted dots, couldn't find an answer. What they did, they chose different parts of the sky, identified closely spaced stars, joined those stars through straight line, created imaginary figures. In this way, the whole sky was divided into 88 regions, which we today call constellations of Taramandal. But we know, beyond the human eye capability, we cannot go deeper into the sky. And it was almost 417 years back when Galileo Galilei first time used the telescope. He realized there is much, much, much more things to see than what we can even envisage through our naked eye. And that, with the tremendous success and technological advancements of the last 400 years, has created gigantic instrument. This particular telescope started working last year, July, in 25. Vera Rubin telescope, do you know the cost of it? $1.3 billion, not million, $1 billion. That is the level of engagement of the policymaker, industry people, and the scientist as well. Imagine this. It's called VLT in a place called La Paranal in Chile. 250,000 square kilometers, not even a blade of grass grows throughout the year. So arid, so dry. 4 8-meter class telescope is observing the sky throughout the year. And believe me, it's surreal. When I have been here a couple of times, when you go there, you just feel a surreal effect. You forget about your everyday existence, everyday connection, and start thinking your own connection with the cosmos. But the largest telescope, I should say, because in eastern India, not here, but some places I find, there are narratives which are believed by people. Nothing is happening in India, right? You have to go abroad. You have to go elsewhere. Do you know the largest telescope yet to be built? One of the 5 founding partners is India. And Indian government has already declared in Lok Sabha The Indian contribution for building this 30-meter telescope, TMT, will be 1,800 crore rupees for one instrument. How many of you know in 2018 again, India declared 7 mega science projects. The total planned or unplanned budget is 21,000 crore rupees. And out of 7 mega science projects, 6 are in astronomy, astrophysics. This is India. Don't mix up with what you read in the newspapers or television channels or certain narratives that nothing is happening in India. Believe me, my friend, India is one of the most happening countries, right? What actually interested me in astronomy, not my childhood days, later on, when I realized that there are so many things, so simple things in astronomy, which you don't realize. And it actually elevates our perception, which ultimately brings back our consciousness. So, for example, if somebody in your household asked you, what is the average velocity of Earth around the sun? You will say, oh, it's a simple question. Why do you want to know? Just curiosity. How many of you know? 29.5 kilometers per second. Imagine a car in 1 second moving from, say, here to airport or somewhere. You'll say, no, it's not possible. But you're forgetting. You, me, 842 crore people, millions of life existing on the surface of the earth. At this very moment, we are moving at a velocity of 29.5 kilometers. Amazing. Which actually hit me during my very early days. See, we all think we are powerful. And as days are going by, the younger generation thinks that they are self-contained powerhouses. Either muscle or intelligence or money. And in some places, sadly, like West Bengal, if you don't have anything, don't bother, political patronage. Forget about it. What I realized, that we exist, that you are sitting here now, that I am standing here 72 times the blood passing through my heart, it is happening. It is because of series of accidents that has happened in the history of the earth. Our existence, evolution, origin is a result of series of chance happening. And this I call cosmic consciousness. It is nothing spiritual in that sense. No philosophical things or religious things attached to it, at least to me. That I'm a part of it, right? For example, I will give you some example. Change of seasons, you all know. Earth is tilted by 23.5 degrees going around the sun, season changes. But it was because of the change of seasons, ocean currents form. It is because of the ocean currents, air currents form. And it is because of the air currents, clouds are born somewhere and gathered somewhere else and gave us rain and fresh water. Life would not have been possible because just after Earth was born, it would have been a barren desert. So you and me exist now because of this accidental tilt. Tides. You all know why tides occur. It's not for the moon only. Tides occur for the moon and the sun. But why tides are important? Because in your class 5 and 6 you have learned life first happened on oceans. So how did it come onto the land? Every day, high tides used to wash ashore multicellular organisms. Water used to go down. They used to get stranded and killed over millions of years. They got the adaptation of staying alive. And from there, different organisms, plants, animals, monkeys, chimpanzees, and we have arrived. So I'm standing here because tides are there, which is by accident. We don't appreciate that fact. We appreciate how the share market is trading, how my mutual fund and LICs are going up and up and up and up, and how I'm secured. But what is that security we don't know? That is cosmic consciousness, right? For example, in total solar eclipse, sun was discovered as a new avatar. They found out milky white radiation coming out from the surface of the sun, which cannot be seen on other times. When the scientists asked themselves the question, they were amazed with the answer. They were found out from the surface of the sun, every second, on an average, 11 lakh tons, 1.1 million tons of charged particles are coming out. These charged particles, as they move through the magnetic field of the sun, they produce this white radiation. The average velocity of these charged particles are 450 kilometers per second. With that speed, they have enough momentum, enough energy. If they hit any atom or molecule, instantaneously evaporation. Poof. That means if I stop my lecture, go out and stand on the sun, the charged particle coming and falling onto my body, within fraction of a second, my whole body should disintegrate. Not me, you, this building, everybody. But we are alive. I'll come to that. Moon, lot of people think about the moon in a different way, but do you know how moon was formed? Moon was formed because of the collision of a huge ball of rock with the earth 452 crore years back, or 4.52 giga years back. I'm not going into the details, not have time. So let us start our journey. In our class 9, we have learned light has a velocity 3 lakh kilometers per second. The distance from sun to moon, earth to moon is 384,000 kilometers. So it takes 1.2 seconds for the light to come from the moon to reach our eyes. That means the moon tonight you will see now is not the moon at that point of time. It is the moon which is 1.2 second back. And sun, 15 crore kilometers, 8.3 light minutes away. So whenever we look into the sky, we are doing a time travel. We are looking into the past. That enters that sense of romanticism when you actually observe the night sky. Solar system is an amazing place, you all know, but sun is more amazing. Just to give you an idea, sun is a ball of gas, you all know. So imagine a football, pump in a lot of colored gas, cut open the football, will the gas inside remain like a ball? It will diffuse out. Then how come sun being a ball of gas is not diffusing out? According to the scientists, 460 crore years back, a huge cloud of gas and dust was floating in space, made up of 91% hydrogen, 8% helium, 1% rest other elements. The average temperature was minus 240 degrees centigrade. At minus 240 degrees centigrade, out of the 4 fundamental forces of nature, only one type of force comes into play, and that is the force of self-gravity towards the center. As the gas goes towards the central density builds up, pressure builds up, temperature rises. Starting from minus 240 degrees centigrade, the temperature rose to 1.5 crore degrees centigrade. At that temperature, 4 hydrogen nuclei, as if they fuse together, produce a helium nucleus. This thermonuclear fusion reaction, our scientists have been able to perform it in the labs, but they cannot control it till 5 years back. So they used to explode it as a hydrogen bomb. But inside the sun, in a very regulated manner, when 4 hydrogen becomes a helium, huge amount of energy is produced. It is being produced now. That energy tries to come out. It produces a back pressure called radiation pressure. And this radiation pressure, when it exactly balances, matches, cancels the inward force of gravity, sun being a ball of gas, remains there hanging for millions of years. So you realize what I'm trying to say. You and me at present, at this moment, are alive because 15 crore kilometers away in a ball of gas, 2 opposite forces are exactly cancelling each other. A little this way, that way now, my friend. Either sun will become big or it will become small, and within 8.3 minutes, everything goes on earth. But we think we are so powerful. We are not. That humility, vidya dadate vinayam, knowledge also gives that vinay, humility also. Right? Amazing. Sun from outside, the one picture on the right, you see it's called the photosphere, and over the photosphere in a very colorful gas called chromosphere. But one of the beauties of the sun is called solar corona. Corona is a Latin word, means crown. Last year, one of my friends took this at the great American solar eclipse. Amazing. It shows the magnetic field of the sun, the charged particle coming out of the solar surface. Sun becomes active. This particular picture, let me tell you, you can go to Google and ChatGPT and find out whether I'm telling you the correct. Taken in 2012 by NASA, Solar Dynamical Observatory. Do you know the total effective cost of one photograph? $1.1 billion. Not million, billion. 110 crore dollars. Why? Because scientists in the last 30 years have realized sun is intimately interacting with each one of us individually every second of our existence, including night. Do you know how many particles at this moment is passing through you, me on an average? Or even if it is 12 o'clock in the night, then also. 2 followed by 9 zeros. So many particles every second, and they are called neutrinos. Right? And we think we are the king and queen of ourselves. Amazing. So sun is not a small, simple object. Tremendous amount of explosions are happening. Thousands of tons of gas are getting thrown out, reaching a height of 25 to 30,000 kilometers, making beautiful arch and loops, falling back onto the surface. Sorry. Sometimes they get thrown out with such a force, they get detached from the sun's surface and flow past the whole solar system. Actual photograph taken in 2016. Do you know the gas is coming up and falling? What is the size of this cavity? 3 Earth, Tinte Prithivi, will go side by side inside that. That is the most powerful person, individual, whatever entity around us. And we think all these 10-foot posters, the standees and posters, those people, they're the most powerful. No. Right? And this charged particle, as they come, they can hit you and me and instantly kill us. Why we're alive? By accident. By accident, Earth behaves like a bar magnet. Around the Earth, like a peels of an orange, there is an invisible magnetic shield. The charged particle, they come and slam onto the magnetic shield, cannot enter, flow past the Earth, and we think you are the king and queen of ourselves. But the north and south magnetic polar region, these charged particles do enter, interact with the atmospheric molecules and make them glow, and what we get to see, according to me, one of the most beautiful pictures, right? Aurora. So, instead of saying who's and ahs, you realize how sun every second is interacting with Earth, right? Solar system, according to the scientists, 460 crore years back, when from the disk of gas and dust, the sun was getting born at the center. In the outer periphery, where the temperature was less, gas and dust condensed, coagulated, coalesced, and gave birth to spherical hot objects. For millions of years, they got dissipated, the heat, and at least the first 4, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, became solid, rocky, terrestrial. Whereas Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune is made up of gas. This is class 6, 7 stuff, geography. Right? Your son or whoever will write, yes, Saturn is a ball of gas, gets 1 out of 1, becomes happy. Right? And you also know that. Actually, tell me, if you believe Saturn is a ball of gas, as you are going down the road, you come to a Shani temple and see an image of Shani. Right? Typical color with moustache. Where from they're getting this image? It's a ball of gas. So, what I want to say, which was told long time back, that every Indian citizen should have a scientific temper, we have failed to achieve that even today. Scientific temper is very tough. You cannot believe Saturn is a ball of gas and then go to a Shani temple and look, wow, wonderful looking God, right? I'm not joking. I'm not hitting any particular religion. What I'm saying, the belief system sometimes becomes so irrational. But we give credibility to the belief system more than the reality. You young mind, you should not revolt. There is nothing to revolt. You should analyze and analytically, through discussion, through discourses, start making a science-believing society, which is very tough. Using my mobile does not mean I'm a scientific temper person, right? All 8 planets in their actual photographs, but Mars is becoming important. Last 40 years, Mars this, Mars that. Why? Because they have found this geomorphological structure. A lot of people ask me, sir, why do you have to say it? I'll tell you the truth today, which is not given openly in any internet, any paper, because of some stigma. Martian soil or subsoil may have frozen water that can build up virus, bacteria, parasites. How many of you know in every year on an average, few hundred kilograms of rock come scattered from Mars and land onto Earth? Most of the time you don't know because 74% of the surface is water. If Martian soil or subsoil is a bacteria, virus, parasite, now my friend, sitting on a rock, if it lands onto Earth, believe me, within 6 months to 3 years, the whole life will go. Because in coronavirus, in 1.5 years, officially 4.8 crore people died. But the scientists knew how the coronavirus looks or behaves. Here, nobody has seen those bacteria, virus, parasite. So, for you to be healthy, for your future generation to go on continuing its life, we should know whether there is life on Mars. Not spending money by scientists, right? And in this case, I have to mention one thing. 15th August 2012, the then Prime Minister declared in the Lok Sabha, India is ready for a mission to Mars. Almost every country started laughing. China's Xinhua press agency bring out with the lead news, Indian scientists are going to prove themselves as clowns and jokers. But we know the story. In 2014, 24th September, 8:02 a.m., India became the first country in the world on its very first attempt, successfully entered Mangalyaan, Mars orbiter mission around Mangal. No country starting from 1959 has been able to do that. And the total budget, 484 crore rupees. Lot of people, skeptics, they challenged me after this happened. Sir, you are talking about India. 19% population cannot get 2 square meals a day, BPL. Was it necessary to spend 484 crore rupees? Do you know, according to India's CAG report, last year, Diwali and Kali Puja, the amount of fireworks that was exploded was 6,200 crores. That's not a wastage. But 484 crore rupees is a wastage. Mindset. You have to change that, right? And 2012, Curiosity landed, NASA object, satellite, showed scenes, geological structures. Liquid water has to flow because pebbles and dried up river beds. So, when 24th September 2014, MOM successfully entered Martian orbit, it was an achievement for India. In the last coming 10 years, tremendous, you can read yourself, you can tremendous amount of projects, each better than other, right? But 14 July 2023, Chandrayaan, when it went on, everybody was happy because, again, history was made on 23rd August, when India achieves the milestone of being the first country to successfully land on the south pole of the moon. Astrosat, Aditya, Gaganyaan, each one after another a success. And I don't think nobody knows about it. Last year, $1.5 billion worth of satellite, one single satellite, has been sent onto space. Do you know the name NISAR? What does NISAR mean? NASA, ISRO, Synthetic Aperture Radar, where majority of the money has been given by NASA. Do you know why? And I'm telling you NASA director's Christmas lecture. According to NASA, in the last 66 years, among all the spacecraft that has been sent up into space, successfully they have been put onto their correct orbit 72% times. And my friend, in the last 44 years of ISRO, effectively, among all the spacecraft that has been sent up by ISRO, successfully they have been put onto their correct orbit 91% times. That is NASA's declaration. This is India, right? I understand you take GRE, you give ELTS, you do this and that, ultimately to earn money in dollars or pounds or euro or whatever. That's a different story. But if you say today, oh, knowledge also now, I will not believe that, right? So ISRO, I think my next speaker, he is from ISRO, so he will be speaking about the successes, so I'm not going into that. And I have just now 5 to 7 minutes. Wow. If I take you out of the solar system, these are actual pictures. You will say, well, I don't see these things. You know why? Eye. Human eye has a deficiency called perception of vision. Within 1/10 of a second, whatever amount of light enters through our pupil, falls on the retina, the optic nerve takes them to the back of our head. Our eyes cannot integrate light like a CCD chip of your mobile phone. Otherwise, you'd have seen every dot in the sky is a star, and there are huge gas clouds. And this is important. Astrophysics is the elitist subject. Why? If I ask you for your ID card, all the letters that are written there stop. Just the photograph. I have to tell you what is your temperature, what is your height, what is your weight, how long ago you were born. Just the photograph. Possible. Not possible, right? Don't forget, for a star, it is just the signal of light. And from that, scientists have to talk about temperature, chemical composition, velocity, physical chemical processes. So you also take the spectrum of the star. And do you know, almost 100 years back, who was the first person who said that if you look at the light of the star, you can find out everything about it. He is known as the father of stellar astrophysics. Come on, Gorbito Bangali. Please. Anybody? Meghnad Shah. 5 times he was nominated for Nobel Prize, but since he was very anti-British, it was not given to him. This is our legacy. You should follow that. Our legacy. I'm not saying follow Meghnad Shah. You can be yourself only. You cannot be Meghnad Shah. But follow the legacy. So stars come at different mass range, different surface temperature. But if I talk about the life and death of stars, it will take a 2-hour lecture. And I have 2 minutes, right? Stars are born from interstellar clouds of gas and dust. You want to see real pictures? 1,000 solar systems will form out of this single gas cloud. But a PhD student verifying 2.5 million pixels of this single photograph will tell you, see upstairs you see the green blue, oxygen 5, oxygen 6, middle blue, neutral hydrogen, corner white, titanium, below yellow, sulfur, much below black, iron, a little side green, zinc or molybdenum. A picture tells a story. You have to be extremely resourceful to do meaningful astrophysics, but that is the goal of most of the students. Stars die differently depending on their initial masses. Stars whose initial mass is 1 to 8 times the mass of Sun, they end up through a lot of processes which I'm not going, but end up in these things called planetary nebula. For the last 30 years, these are the topic of my research, and our team has found out when the star gives out shells, the shock wave produces molecules. Nobody believed it, but we are lucky that out of these 72 predicted molecules, 65 have been discovered in the atmosphere of these objects. So, astrochemistry. Stars which are a little bigger, one after another, they burn the material inside and it ends into iron. Iron cannot fuse together, iron nucleons. So the star becomes rigid. All the material layers try to fall at the center, gets a kick from the iron, blasts the star. The temperature reaches trillion degrees centigrade. And believe me, my friend, when I say this supernova explosion is important. Why? The blood that is flowing through your body, iron, red blood corpuscle, hemoglobin. If you ask yourself where from that iron atom has got into your body? Through food. How in food? Or from the plant or from the goat which has eaten the plant has got it from the soil has got it from the mines. How in the mines? Because according to the most subscribed theory of our universe, 1,377 crore years back, when Earth was born out of a very small area, point-like area, only 2 elements were formed, hydrogen and helium. Today you come to know each atom of iron in your blood, each atom of calcium in your bones, teeth, sodium, potassium, whatever your body is made up of now, millions of years back, it was only produced inside a star. So, you, me, the cat, the monkey, the dog, everybody, we are literally star children. We're the children of stars. And how come the children of stars kill each other like what we see? How come they become so deceitful with one another? How come they try to find the shortcut to success? That's where astronomy. It makes your mind much more broader, much more diverse. So my friend, gas, stars, again gas. But there's a lot of khichdi going on in between. Every generation produces complex molecules, and it has given an answer to this very basic question, life in the universe. And after almost 40 years, scientists have realized life could not have happened on Earth. The raw material was not there. So now they believe the seeds of life, not aliens, seeds of life came from outside. We ourselves are aliens, and we try to find out aliens elsewhere. This subject is called astrobiology. So astrophysics, astrochemistry, astrobiology, astrocomputing, astrostatistics, astromathematics. One single subject. That's why I thought the first lecture to you people should be in this subject, which is so much multidisciplinary. Okay, I don't have time, I'll not talk about black holes, but ultimately I will say that we live in a galaxy called Milky Way, Akash Ganga. 200,000 stars. We are not at the center, 28,000 light years away from the center. And you know, this picture was taken recently by James Webb Telescope. Here, each dot is a collection of 10 to 20,000 crore stars, a galaxy. And the biggest triumph of human being a very small entity, is this 25 to 30 centimeters of your brain power. And ultimately it has mapped the universe. Here every dot is not a star, but a galaxy. And this is how our universe looks. This picture demands explanation from you. Why? Because the joy, the simple, pure joy you will get out of deciphering this is unimaginable. And the recognition. Your Sector 5 job, Noida job, Hyderabad job will not give you recognition, will not give you happiness. Why I'm saying this? Can you show me a 45-year-old, 50-year-old, very, very happy-go-like software engineer? Where are they? They're all burnt out. But science, talking to nature, talking about cosmos in a structured way, will give you pleasure till the end of your life. Right? So, it ultimately boils down to 1,377 crore years ago, as if our universe started from a single point called the Big Bang hypothesis. But the technology, I just run through. Technology inputs and applications, amazing. Astronomical instrumentation, you must have heard these names. CCD technology, segmented mirrors, active and adaptive optics, optical interferometry, very difficult. Because you have to match the phase of optical light, it's extremely difficult. And quantum optics. And you need mathematics, believe me, hardcore mathematics, right? But, see this, AI, for last 2 years, you know, I'm doing a course in AI. Do you know when AI was first introduced in India? Any idea of you young boys and girls? 43 years back. And people came to know about it when they saw big hoardings, Videocon, washing machine with fuzzy logic. That was the beginning of AI. When they came to know that IRCTC, Indian Railway System, has done their bookings, reservation system, based on neural networks, that is AI. So AI was always there, but this is the hoopla, right? Almost consumerist hoopla, AI. So AI, machine learning, deep learning, everything has been used last 30, 35 years. And I was a part of it, so I know. Large data, data analytics, simulation, innovative software, photonics, nanotechnology, and electronics, all now subscribes to astrophysics. You will be an engineer, electrical, electronics, mechanical, anything. Computational challenges. All these big, big words that you read now, everything started with astronomy, including World Wide Web, 1988. Out of the 200 first associates in the world, India had 2. Unfortunately, I was one of them. It started from CERN to manage the tremendous volume of data coming out in astronomy. And today, you know WWW, internet. Everybody knows it. It started with astronomy. So VR and AR, virtual and augmented reality, first started with astronomy. Now it is even in the entertainment part. All sorts of things. So astronomy and astrophysics does not need only physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. All these engineering subjects. I'll give you an example. 42 years back, around that time, I joined an institute for my PhD. Only 2 students were taken, very tough entrance test. Luckily me, and a mechanical engineering graduate from IIT Kanpur. He did his PhD in quantum cosmology, and at present, the director of Raman Research Institute. It doesn't matter whether you, sir, I have done electrical engineering, how will I go to, don't. If you have the aptitude and this, you can reach anywhere, right? So my friend, good education is not what fills your head with facts, but what stimulates your curiosity. And Adamas University, I strongly believe, is one of those places. You then learn for the rest of your life. And this is not mine. Plato first said, one cannot teach anybody anything, one can only make them think. And a very, very important person said this, Albert Einstein. The value of college education is not the learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think. College education, what you are having. So don't go into A plus B whole square, A plus B whole square, A plus B whole square, going to the coaching center, whatever the sir says, write it down, mug up the notes and vomit it in the exam paper, get, say, 8.9, 9.2 CGPA. Nothing. Nothing. Believe me. Right. So, be there. Just 1 minute I will spend. I'm talking about my experience. I told you 42 years back, right? 1,800 people applied for the admission of the PhD. The cutoff criteria at that time, 80% in MSc, 80% in BSc, 85% in Madhyamik and Uच्च Madhyamik. Then only you can apply. 1,800 people applied. 90 were chosen on the basis of the numbers and recommendations. They were called to Pune, everything paid for. Train, hotel, very good hotel, Ashoka Executive in Pune. First, the day of admission test. 8:30 to 10:30, written test. Results come out at 12:30. Out of 88, not 90 went, 88, 27 were selected. Go for lunch. 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, first interview. Out of 27, 9 were chosen. And same day, 6:30 in the evening to 10:30 in the night, the final interview, out of 9, 2 were chosen. Even today, they maintain this. Don't expect, the system is not doing anything for me. What have you done for yourself? Tell me first. Then you blame the system. How much diligent were you or will be in your coming 4 years? Then you can demand from the state, the country, the system. This is what is called excellence. Pursuit of excellence. Okay? Enough? So, astronomy is a subject which gives us the frontier of knowledge and consciousness. And to end up, Akash bhara shurjo tara, Vishwa bhara pran, Tahari majkhane ami peyechi mor sthan. Wonderful words by Rabindranath Tagore, who according to me is the best scientific-minded person in the last 400 years of Bengali culture. Right? And a lot of people tell me, oh, you don't do research, right? Not there, not much gray matter here. So you talk to people in every place. No. I thank my mentors in this. One was my research guide, Professor Jayanta Vishnu Naldikar, passed away 2 years back. And another was not my guide, but my friend. For 15 years till his death in 2016. This person has really made me motivated to talk to every branch of people, every level. And this is that person, you all know him. I don't have to name him. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that absolutely mesmerizing journey through the stars and science. Your words have truly ignited a deep flame of scientific curiosity and wonder in all of our hearts. To keep the momentum soaring higher, we have another exceptional space pioneer with us. It is an absolute honor to introduce Dr. Tirtho Pratim Das, the esteemed Director of Spain's Science Program Office at the Indian Space Research Organization. I request the technical team to please facilitate. Sir will be delivering the address in the online mode. So we are truly honored to welcome Dr. Tirtho Pratim Das in online mode. To introduce Sir, Dr. Tirtho Pratim Das is a distinguished space scientist. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Planetary researcher and scientific administrator who currently serves as the Director, Space Science Program at ISRO headquarters. In this role, he oversees and coordinates the scientific programs and activities of the Department of Space, playing a pivotal role in advancing India's space science initiatives. A visionary scientific leader and administrator, Dr. Das has made significant contributions to shaping India's space exploration journey, from conceptualizing future missions and preparing strategic roadmaps for space science exploration to policy formulation, mission implementation, and the effective utilization of scientific data. His unwavering commitment to scientific excellence and innovation continues to strengthen India's position as a global leader in space research exploration. Sir, we welcome you to share your insights on India's historic space achievements and the massive technological opportunities waiting for this generation. Welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much to all of you assembled here. I could not be present in person, but definitely the best wishes are there for you. So, am I audible? Can anybody confirm whether I am audible to you?
Yes, sir. Perfect. You're perfectly audible,
Perfect.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much. So, I will share my screen with you, and in the coming 30 minutes, I shall take you to a journey of excitement and share a few thoughts with you. Before I do so, can anyone confirm whether my slide is visible to you?
Yes, sir. It's visible. Sir, it's visible.
Visible, okay.
Yeah.
So, friends, as we assemble here, we understand that many of us have been waiting for an important milestone of our lives, like when we have come to this prestigious university, Adamas University, and we have an expectation for the few years, and we are also fortunate that we have come across a lot of students from different schools and different walks of life, different backgrounds. Now, this is the time when you have joined together, and for the few years, you will study together. And when you study together, there will be friendship built among you, among yourselves, and this friendship will remain throughout the life. And once it lasts throughout your life, definitely when you are going to play your role to, to serve your country, whatever path you pave, not necessarily everybody has to pave the path of physics, chemistry, or engineering, or biology, whatever is it, the way you are going to contribute to your country, this friendship definitely is going to go a long run, because you will synergize your capabilities with lots of inspiration, with lots of sympathy to make this country better and more mighty. Now, today in these few minutes, I am going to share with you my perspective on space science as a domain of inspiration. And nevertheless, you can always translate this excitement to the other domains. Okay. Now, I will share with you how did we start and what did we learn and where we are heading to. So you see, my friends, the picture which you are able to see at the top, this is a picture when the sun was very active and it blew some of its material, the plasma material. Some of this material hit the moon, and when it hit the moon, um, the side which was facing this impact of the solar plasma felt a lot of disturbance, and a lot of atoms and molecules got thrown up from the surface of the moon, which became a part of the moon's very thin atmosphere. And you know that number of atoms and molecules per unit volume at that side of the moon increased around 10 times. So this is something remarkable and which has been shown by India for the first time. Many of you are aware of this picture wherein you are able to see the iconic picture returned by Chandrayaan-1. You are seeing the signatures of hydroxyl radical, which is due to the water vapor in the polar regions of the moon. On the left-hand side, you are able to see a cartoon wherein you are seeing the ions coming from the sun, which we say call the solar wind. They're interacting with the surface of the moon's surface, and they're telling some unique physics that how this solar wind interacts with the surface of the moon, which were not known before we flew Chandrayaan-1. The picture which you are seeing here, the close-up picture of the moon, it is not really a close-up picture. This picture was taken from an altitude of 100 kilometers from the moon's surface. And this is presently the sharpest resolution camera ever in the world. I repeat, ever in the world, which has been flown in Chandrayaan-2 by India, called the orbital high resolution camera, which is providing the moon's image at an unprecedented resolution of around 30 centimeters, just like a foot scale. And if you see the picture here, this picture is depicting how the Mars orbiter mission found different atoms and molecules in the exosphere of the Mars, giving some clue how the Mars, which once upon a time retained a very thick atmosphere, lost its atmosphere over time, and what could be the possible mechanisms. And the graph which you are seeing here in the bottom left corner is also something very unique, which shows what are the elements present on the moon surface in the southern polar region. The result has come from the Chandrayaan-3. Friends, all that I want to say, it is a matter of excitement. India has been today the country to have given the world the first of its kinds of knowledge in different domains of space science. You can be proud to be an Indian today, and you have got lots of responsibilities ahead. And that's how your university, your mentors, teachers have got lots of roles to play in your lives. This is the excitement which we have created, and let us see how did we start with a small historical recollection. Friends, we started around 1940, or if I say around that time, pre-independence, there were two valiant sons of Mother India. One was Professor Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha, you know that today he is regarded as the father of the nuclear program of the country, and Dr. Sarabhai is regarded as the father of the Indian space program. And it was in 1940s when Dr. Homi Bhabha said, it is the duty of people like us who stay in our own country and build up outstanding schools and schools of research such as some other countries are fortunate to possess. It is us to build. Who else will build? Will somebody else come and build for us? No. Professor Vikram Sarabhai said, in the community of nations, which we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of human and society. And you have to remember, when they were telling all this, India was yet to get independence. And Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha founded TIF, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. It was in 1945, and Vikram Sarabhai founded Physical Research Laboratory in 1947. And you can imagine, during the independence era, a lot of problems were there which were eating up a newly born independent country. Whatever problem you can think of, the problem of poverty, the problem of health, the problem of malnutrition, the problem of education, whatever problems we could list, every problem was present in a newly independent country like India. And despite that, they were thinking we should do this, we should have these kinds of things for India to progress. Survival is not enough, but meaningful contribution globally earns respect. And friends, who will not agree with me when we say strength only respects strength? And that's how, after the post-independence, our space program started. And initially, we didn't have access to rockets. Our rocket program started much later. We started with before sounding rockets, we started with scientific balloons. And you are seeing in this picture, Dr. Homi Jahangir Bhabha and his team members, they were launching scientific balloons. And in these scientific balloons, they were attaching certain instruments for scientific studies of the upper atmosphere and the cosmic rays. And these balloons is to go up to an altitude of 30 to 40 kilometers from the mean sea level. And cosmic ray studies were the domain which we started with, our scientific exploration started with. And soon after that, in 1950s, 1956 to be more precise, another son of the soil, Professor Shishir Kumar Mitra, many of you know his name. He was the disciple of Acharya Jagadish Chandra Bose. He established the ionospheric field station under the University of Calcutta at Haringhata, which is around 50 kilometers northeast of the city of Kolkata. And something interesting happens there. You know, the magnetic equator passes through the southern tip of India, where the space program started in 1960s. I will show that in the next slide. But above that belt, above the geomagnetic equator and below the geomagnetic equator, symmetrically in the north and south, there is some enhancement of electron density, which we call the equatorial ionization anomaly, EIA. And those phenomena give you a proper understanding of the interesting phenomena which are happening in the tropical region, tropical ionosphere, like ionosphere of our country, India. And Professor Shishir Mitra started that program. Today also this program is running. But in 1960s, something more interesting happened. The Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, TULS, was established, and the motivation was to study the ionosphere near the magnetic equator. As I have mentioned here, the magnetic equator passes through the southern tip of the country, and Tumba, it is very close to the city of Thiruvananthapuram. And therefrom, we have started the space program by sending the sounding rockets to study certain phenomena like equatorial electrojet. So in this talk, I may not have sufficient time to tell you about all these details, no need also, but those who are interested can definitely find out how the ionosphere is very much different near the magnetic equator. What is meant by equatorial electrojet, equatorial ionization anomaly, etc. And that's how this program started. Now, after this historical recollection, if we come back today, up to 2026, what are the scientific missions we had? If I ask you a quiz question, what was the first scientific satellite which India has sent? Or what has been the satellite first sent by India? The answer you already know, it is Aryabhatta. So Aryabhatta was launched in 1975, which was concentrating on X-ray astronomy and also certain space-based observation. Then by 1994, we had missions called SROS, wherein we have dedicated the study to the gamma ray burst study. And you can see these 1 and 2, they were astronomy missions. In this picture, I have done some color coding. The blue ones are the ones which are for astronomy. The orange colored ones are the missions which are to study the sun or the sun-earth connection or the study of the ionosphere. The greens are the ones which are the missions which have been flown for the study of the planetary bodies of the solar system. Now you see, in 1994, we had a program to study the gamma ray burst, the SROS. Then we had the IXAE. It is again an astronomy experiment, which was flown in 1996. Then we had missions, some other missions wherein we flew a payload called SOX in 2023, which was studying the sun. And we had very soon in 2028, the Chandrayaan-1 mission, which is remarkably, celebrated for the discovery of lunar water and some more discoveries. Then we had some experiment flown called Ranjan telescope RT2, which studied the high energy solar flares and the diffuse cosmic X-ray background. Then also we had a lot of missions like EUTHSAT for the ionosphere. Then we had the remarkable Mars orbiter mission, which flew in 2013 and which reached Mars in year 2014, and which is regarded for the first detection of suprathermal argon atoms in the exosphere of Mars, and also the study of exosphere of the Mars. Then we had a remarkable satellite, AstroSat, which is the dedicated X-ray, the dedicated astronomy mission of the country, studying different celestial bodies and processes in different parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. And then we had, after that, Chandrayaan-2 mission in 2019. You are aware that Chandrayaan-2 is still operating with 8 scientific instruments as an orbiter around the moon. Then we were having Chandrayaan-3, which landed on the lunar southern polar region in 2023. And then we had 2 great missions. One is to mission to study the sun, the Aditya L1, which is studying the sun from the first Sun-Earth Lagrange point, where the gravitational field between the sun and Earth, they cancel out. And then we have the latest mission which flew as a science mission in 2024, the XPOSAT, the X-ray polarimeter frontier, which is also an astronomy mission. So this is to tell you what we have done so far. And I will tell you what are the things which we have obtained in this course of exciting journey of our scientific exploration from space. So if you see the India's lunar exploration, the first 2 missions, Chandrayaan-1 and 2, were orbiter-based, wherein the Chandrayaan-3 mission has been a lander rover-based exploration. In the orbiter-based exploration, you get the advantage of studying the moon as a whole, because moon rotates from the west to east, and the orbiter is rotating in the north-south-north polar orbit. So when you combine these 2 motions, you are able to cover the entire moon. On the other hand, when you have a lander rover motion, kind of a mission, like the way we had in Chandrayaan-3, you are able to have direct access to the particular region of the moon, and then you are able to study whatever you wish to study on the surface of the moon or the near surface environment of the moon. And these are the scientific experiments which we have carried for the Chandrayaan-1, Chandrayaan-2, and Chandrayaan-3. And Chandrayaan-1 was an international collaboration mission wherein the yellow colored boxes have been the scientific instruments or experiments which we have carried from the other countries. But Chandrayaan-2 and Chandrayaan-3 have been totally indigenous. And let me tell you certain interesting outcomes of these missions. Chandrayaan-1 is known for the discovery of lunar water and also observation that around 20% of the solar wind photons, they deflect back from the moon surface, which was contrary to the existing belief that everything called the solar wind gets 100% absorbed by the moon surface. This mission showed that it is not so. Around 20% they return from the moon surface as energetic neutral atoms. And using these energetic neutral atoms, the scientists mapped some small magnetic patches on the moon, which are known as mini magnetospheres. Although the moon does not have a global magnetic field, but there are certain patches of the magnetic fields of the moon. It also captured some signatures of the recent volcanic activities on the moon, and also the lava tubes on the moon surface, in which the astronauts, once they go to moon, can take refuge before they build up some lunar base for further scientific exploration. This mission has got a very big global impact. It has challenged many long-term beliefs, and it has also sparked a global resurgence on lunar exploration. And if you see, most of the Asian countries have raced to the moon. Japan, China, they also have raced to the moon after this Chandrayaan-1 mission. And renewed interest has happened. Today, you speak of the Artemis mission and also different other countries racing towards the moon. From Chandrayaan-1, we went ahead with Chandrayaan-2. This is one slide which tells, let us not go to the complications of this. Let me tell you the crux of this message. The message is Chandrayaan-2 mission stood on the shoulder of Chandrayaan-1 mission, wherein the lessons learned from Chandrayaan-2 have helped to configure the scientific instruments of Chandrayaan-1. Somewhere we have increased the range of the operation of the instrument. Sometimes we have enhanced the sensitivity of operation. Sometimes we have adopted a different strategy of operation itself. And that's how Chandrayaan-1 has helped to build on Chandrayaan-2. And that's how we have got very good scientific outcomes of the Chandrayaan-2 orbiter out of these 8 experiments. It has done unambiguous detection of the surface water ice. If you remember in Chandrayaan-1, whatever we have seen on the surface, they were not detected directly as water molecules. They were detected as hydroxyl molecules, OH. Chandrayaan-2 confirmed that they were H2O. It also mapped different elements like magnesium, aluminum, silicon at high spatial resolution of around 12 kilometers. Also, as I have mentioned previously, it has taken unprecedented high resolution pictures of the lunar surface, which is interesting in terms of both science and technology, around 30 centimeter spatial resolution. It has also studied the dynamics of argon-40. It is interesting to note that argon-40, which is a product of the radioactive disintegration of potassium-40, which tells you a lot of physics about the moon's interior, what has happened. Argon-40 works as a tracer or proxy to many of the processes which you can infer if you study argon-40, which has been done for the first time in Chandrayaan-2 mission. We have done it. Then it has revealed several structures like buried craters and those things which you cannot see with a visible camera. You can see those only with the help of radio waves, which can go down to the surface with instruments like synthetic aperture radar or these kinds of radio wave instruments. And also there has been detection of several solar macroflares. Although it is a moon mission, but there was an instrument which was studying the sun, and it gave a lot of interesting, revealed a lot of interesting physics of the solar flares, which is also interesting to understand how the corona of the sun is so much high compared to the photosphere chromosphere radiation. And this has also had very good global impact. It provided sharp images and also high resolution elemental maps of the entire moon, and also enhanced global understanding of the moon's crustal composition. Then came Chandrayaan-3. Chandrayaan-3, we have studied from the rover and the lander platform, the aspects of the ground vibrations, which might be due to seismicity, which might be due to the macrometeorite impact on the moon's surface. Also the thermophysical properties of the lunar regolith, the near surface environment of plasma, like the electrons floating around the moon's surface, protons floating around, sometimes they're recombining, sometimes they're independently existing, keeping a plasma sheath on the moon's environment. Also, the rover has roved different places around the landing site and studied different places, the elemental composition. And also, there was a propulsion module in the orbital, like this propulsion module in the Chandrayaan-3, which was observing the Earth from the moon's orbit, Earth as an exoplanet, which is also interesting for any future exoplanet mission by India. So friends, this time is not really sufficient to share all the excitement with you. And I have a few more things to tell. All that I wanted to tell is we have done so far quite a lot of exploration, and much more excitements are awaiting, and which you have to do. Now, Chandrayaan-3 has given major scientific outcomes, like it validated the lunar magma ocean hypothesis, that moon once upon a time was covered by magma, and this hypothesis has been proven by our mission, and it also had very good global impact because India has been the country that has landed for the first time ever in the southern polar region of India. And India has been provider of first of its kinds of scientific results from the lunar south polar region. Friends, we have flown the Mars Orbiter mission with a suite of instruments, and Mars Orbiter mission also has been responsible for several first of its kinds of discoveries. One thing is, out of the 2 satellites of Mars, Deimos and Phobos, our Mars Orbiter mission has been the mission that has been able to pictured the far side of the Deimos. Deimos is somewhere here around 23,000 kilometers from Mars, while our orbit went to around 70,000 kilometers. So we got a good visibility of the rear side of the Deimos, which has not been possible by any other mission. And also, if I have to summarize what other scientific discoveries which our Mars orbiter mission was credited with, they include first ever study of the Mars evening side exosphere, when is the local evening in the Mars. Suppose you're standing on Mars and it is evening, how will be the exosphere of the Mars in terms of different gas atoms and molecules? The mission has also provided good study on the Martian polar ice caps. Mission has also provided global studies on the Martian dust storms. You know, Mars is very much known for the dust storms, and high resolution imaging of the far side of the Deimos, which I have mentioned, and also the global albedo maps. That is how the light is reflected from the Mars, and that has got a lot of important scientific features, because when you know how much radiation is coming back from the Mars, you can understand how much is the energy budget of Mars, how much energy from the sun is intercepted by Mars, how much is retained by Mars, and how much energy is coming out of that. So this energy intake drives a lot of processes on Mars. So that's how these are all interlinked science, which one input of one problem statement fits another problem statement, and it works or it grows to understand one planet. And this in turn helps understanding different other kinds of planets. And India has been the first nation to have reached the Martian orbit on its first attempt. So, and it provided the cost-effective exploration, which the entire globe was really excited to know. And then we had source of astronomy missions. We had the mission like AstroSat, which has provided lots of discovery classes of missions. Because of the paucity of time, I may not have sufficient time to go through each and everything. It is not necessary also. Many of this information are available in the internet. My job is only to share the excitement with you. Then also we had the mission like Aditya L1, carrying a suite of instruments, as I have shown here, to study the sun from the first Lagrange point between the sun and the Earth, where you are going to get the 24/7 view of the sun without being obstructed by the Earth. Okay, so that is the beauty of the first Lagrange point. And also another beauty of the Lagrange point is, first Lagrange point is you are outside the magnetosphere of the Earth. And when you are outside the magnetosphere of the Earth, you are able to study the charged particles from the sun. If you are within the magnetosphere of the Earth, the charged particles may not reach you because they are deflected by the magnetic fields of the Earth. If you see, this is a schematic of the picture of the sun. This is the core of the sun where the nuclear fusion happens. And this is the radiative zone and convective zone of the sun. The overall radius of the sun is around 7 lakh kilometers. And at the edge of the sun, if you take a peel, like an apple peel, if you peel out the sun's skin, around 2000 kilometers is the region where you have the photosphere and the chromosphere of the sun. And after that, you're having a transition region beyond which you have the solar corona. And Aditya L1 was studying this region, photosphere, chromosphere, and the solar corona, from the very closely on the surface of the sun, which is also for the first time any country has done so far. And Aditya L1 has been the first ever mission to have captured the full solar disk in the near ultraviolet wavelength, which is very important wavelength if you have to study how energy is transported from the core of the sun to the surface of the sun. And it also had many discoveries which are first of their kind class. And this is globally respected mission, and many space agencies are now coordinating with Aditya L1 to have coordinated observations on the sun. And it has also been able to capture the effects of many geomagnetic storms. Some effect you are able to see here. These are all Aditya L1 observations. I may not have sufficient time to tell you. As for example, if you see here this graph, this was measuring particles. So far, they were so good. All of a sudden, you see the storm has hit. When I say storm, it is not the issue of the atmospheric storm, the solar storm. And the solar storm has pushed in lots of charged particles, along with strong interplanetary magnetic field. So this charged particles pushed by the solar wind, the sun, are seen here. All of a sudden, you see an enhancement of hydrogen and helium. Correspondingly, you see here in this blue graph, all of a sudden you see a disturbance of the magnetic field. And you see the X-rays which are coming from the sun as a result of such activity from the sun. So this mission is studying the sun and capturing the measured events which are happening. And thanks to the solar activity, thanks to the fact that we have sent this mission when the sun was active. Now we have seen the solar active peak period, and when the activity will come down further slowly over the next 5 to 6 years, Aditya 11 will be able to capture this whole transition. In the ExpoSat mission, we have sent 2 instruments to study the X-ray, bright X-ray sources, astronomical sources to study the X-ray intensity variation, which we say the timing information, how the blinking of the stars in X-ray tell a lot of physics. It also was able to find the spectroscopic signature of the X-rays which are coming from the astronomical sources, which will tell a lot of elemental processes, elemental abundances in the stars, and also the polarization of the X-rays which are coming from these sources, which will tell about a lot of magnetic information about the magnetic topology processes in the astronomical source itself and the medium through which the light is passing. And if you see the immediate future, we are gearing up for the Chandrayaan-4 mission, wherein we are planning to bring the lunar regoliths to India for analysis on Earth. We are going to have 2 launches, since we are not having a very big launcher at present. We are dividing or sharing the work between 2 launchers, Launch 1 and Launch 2, to do this job. Then we are having Chandrayaan-5 mission, which is also called LUPEX, a mission with Japanese Space Agency JAXA, wherein we are going to study some permanently shadowed region in the southern polar region of the moon. And also we are gearing for the Venus orbiter mission. If you want to study more, you can scan this QR code to have more information, wherein we are going to study the ionosphere of Venus, atmosphere, plasma waves, surface, subsurface, lightning, dust, and also the connection between the sun and Venus. And these are the major objectives of this mission, of the Venus mission, to study the surface, subsurface, underground of the Venus, atmosphere, Venus solar wind interaction. And then, as you're aware, we are having a very strong program wherein humans are will fly as Indian space program in Gaganyaan. And we are also having an ambitious program to have sent the Bharatiya Antariksha Station, BAS, which will be India's space station in the low Earth orbit by year 2035. And also humans on the moon, Indians on the moon with Indian technology, and sending them with Indian technology, bringing them back safely, all by 2040. The journey has started. You have seen India has participated in the International Space Station, and which is a small stepping stone to this big journey. So friend, thank you for this opportunity, and this slide is very important. I urge all of you, the students, the teachers who all have assembled here, to take note of this slide. In this slide, you're having all the space science data of the Indian space program available. You can scan this QR code, you can visit this site, and students can have a valid email ID, all that you will need to log in and start using this data. And it is free of cost available as per the policy. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I wish you all the best for an exciting career ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hearing directly about ISRO's landmark missions makes us feel incredibly proud. It reminds us that with continuous dedication, even the sky is not the limit for what these young minds can achieve. We now welcome the corporate engine driving our group's overarching growth and administrative strategy. I invite our highly esteemed Group CEO, Mr. Uman Thomas, to share his strategic insights and outline the global corporate standards our students must internalize. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. I think we've, sorry. Good afternoon, can you hear me? Welcome to Adamas University. When we are in the university, we make a lot of noise. Good afternoon. Oh, you got to be louder than that. Come on, good afternoon. Yeah, that's like it. A warm welcome to all of you, my dear students, the faculty members, and the entire Adamas family. Today we gather for AU Ignite 2026. Here we are celebrating more than just an admission. We celebrate beginnings, a beginning filled with aspirations, opportunities, new friendships, and countless possibilities waiting to unfold. Now, each one of you here has made a very important decision by choosing Adamas University as the place where you will learn, where you will grow and shape your future. The Adamas University comes with more than 40 years of legacy in the field of education, being part of the Rice Adamas Group. Today we touch from kindergarten to the university at a national level, and with the Adamas Tech Consulting, we also have global footprints in the digital and technology space. You know, at school, we were taught to dream, right? In schools, we were taught to dream. At the university is where we will put that dream to some shape. Our chairman and chancellor, Professor Dr. Samit Ray, also dreamed, and he put this institution as part of the dreams becoming reality. Equally important is the faith your parents and families have placed in you to make the most of this opportunity. Their dreams, trust, sacrifices, and expectations now travel with you. Together, we will work to transform those dreams into reality. For that trust, we are deeply, deeply grateful. Dear students, I need your undivided attention for a few more minutes. I will speak for a short while only, but I need your undivided attention. The next few years will be among the most transformative years of your life. Life, believe me, will never be the same again. These are the years when you will discover your interests, you will explore your possibilities and build meaningful relationships and create memories that will stay with you forever. At the Adamas University, we believe education is not confined to classrooms, textbooks, grades, and examinations. Academic excellence is essential, but true education goes beyond knowledge. It is about developing confidence, character, leadership, empathy, and an ability to create meaningful impact. You have entrusted us with your potential. It is our responsibility to ensure that you will be nurtured and we will nurture the potential that you have. Like an uncut diamond, you possess immense value within you. Through learning, experiences, challenges, and continuous growth, that potential will be refined into excellence. A real transformation of the uncut diamond. That's Adamas. The world you are preparing to enter is evolving rapidly. Success today depends not only on what you know, but also on how well you can learn, adapt, collaborate, communicate, and lead. That is why your journey at Adamas will extend far beyond academics. Through our social internships, interdisciplinary internship, and industry internship initiatives, you will gain experiences that develop leadership, practical exposure, teamwork, empathy, and a deeper understanding of people and society. And speaking of experiential learning, let me introduce to you one of the most exciting initiatives that our Chancellor has brought in. It is the Adamas School of Experiential Learning. 6 cities, 1 horizon. This flagship experiential learning initiative has been designed to take you beyond the boundaries of the campus and expose you to some of India's most vibrant industry, innovation, entrepreneurship, and business ecosystems through immersive learning experiences across Delhi NCR, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Ahmedabad, and Hyderabad. Students are going to gain exposure to the real workplaces, industry experts, skill building opportunities, and diverse career pathways. It is not about traveling from one city to another. It's about expanding your learning horizons. It's about experiencing how ideas become innovations. It's about understanding the world beyond the classroom and preparing you to thrive in it. Today, as you begin this journey, remember one thing. You need to remember this one thing. Believe in yourself. Do not be afraid of challenges. Do not be afraid of failures. Do not be afraid of taking that first step. Every expert was once a beginner. Every leader was once a student. And every success story began with the courage to start. Today, AU Ignite is not simply welcoming a new batch of students. It is igniting dreams. It's igniting ambitions. It's igniting possibilities. A few years from now, when you graduate from this university, I hope you will look back and say, this is where I discovered my potential. This is where I found my purpose. This is where I learned, and not just how to succeed, but how to lead. On behalf of the entire Adamas University family, I welcome each one of you with great pride, optimism, and excitement. Welcome to the Adamas University. Your journey starts today. Thank you, and my very best wishes. God bless you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that definitive high-impact blueprint for leadership and professional excellence. Your advice gives our students a very clear goal to aim for. To shed light on the structural strengths and rapid operational growth of our campus, I now invite Professor Dr. Partho Pratim Lahiri, Pro Vice Chancellor, Administration and Development, to deliver his address. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries of the dais, my colleagues of the entire Adamas family, respected parents, and obviously my dear students. So I know that from the morning you have been listening to lectures to which till today you are not habituated. So you may find it a little boring, but please keep it in mind from nowwards, from today onwards, please make it as your habit, because as everybody says, all the speakers from the Adamas side told you that the journey has begun. So your journey has begun. So you are now in a different world, a transformative world from school to the college or university arena. That means in the arena of higher education. In school, you are habituated with classroom type of lecture where chalk and talk, and the teachers, they used to teach you. But here, as you enter here, it's a separate domain altogether where the teaching will be of lecture type. Here, mind that you will be alone. You will be alone. You have to listen carefully, you have to read carefully, and you have to learn of yourself as because you have entered into higher education arena. So, like all speakers, I also welcome you to this Adamas University. Please consider it as a blank canvas for you. Be 100% sure that it is offering you the limitless potential of creation, interpretation, and development. As the lunchtime is approaching, I am cutting short my speech. Why are you here? What do you study here? So before embracing the challenges, I request you, after this session, please take a tour of the campus, considering it as your new home. You must know the facilities which are available here for you, like Central Library, Computer Center, Incubation and Innovation Center, sports facilities, Students Club, and other connected ones. Please keep it in mind or maintain pride that a graduate, when you pass out after your journey for 4 years or 2 years or 3 years or whatever be it, please keep it in mind that after you, please keep the pride that once you go out as a graduate or a postgraduate student, you are not a mere operator or technician, but a person possessing improved skill sets like ability to carry out design independently, problem solving, managing project or the task given to you, planning, costing if required, costing, and obviously research. So as a student, please listen to me, please have some patience. So as a student, you should have the ability to self-motivate and determination, being organized your courses, timetable, syllabus, and assessment, maintain notes and academic materials properly, set aside home study at hostel or at home, set aside some time for home study, review notes on regular basis, read books and handouts without any fail, try to set your learning assignment. Don't be shy to ask questions. Don't be shy to ask questions to your teachers or faculty members or the trainers who will be teaching you. Maybe in first few occasions, 50% of the question may not be of great value, but mind it, if you want to start asking questions, that will also ignite others or your cohorts in the classroom to ask questions to the faculty members. So benefit is double blessing. Like that, you will start asking questions. That means to ask questions, you have to study the subject as well as to answer the question, your faculty member has to be prepared. So next day, when he or she comes to your class, he would be better prepared than the previous day. So as our Vice Chancellor told in the morning session, that teachers or faculty members are the lifeblood for any educational organization. But please keep it in mind, as we all know that blood in our body carries oxygen to the different parts of the body, and you are that oxygen molecule. So as you need the faculty members or teachers, teachers also need you to take the journey forward. Always try to meet deadline, try to use ICT or technology tools for academic benefits, not for fun or fun. Try to acquire skill beyond your curriculum. Mind that you are here for your career building. So be serious while building your career, keeping it in mind that you are 90% responsible for it. At the end of your study, you need to go out as a degree holder, not as a degree holder, but as a skilled graduate or postgraduate student who is not a mere job seeker. It will also help you to pursue your passion. Passion is basically the difference between the job and the career. Let me here also remind you about this common skill set that all of you are required to learn. Logical thinking skill, mathematical skill, mechanical skill. That means don't depend on others for something to be done for you. Try to solve your problem by yourself. Observational skill, problem solving skill, writing skill, articulation or communication skill. Here I would like to bring before you or inform you that the university has a unique and established center named Center for Lifelong Learning, CLL, which will help you in mastering many of the above skills. However, please keep it in mind, whatever be your subject of study, computational skill, including simulation, modeling along with safe and sound ICT skills are must for all of you. But please keep it in mind that nowadays, the employment landscape is changing very rapidly. So the declining shelf life of the skills should be keep it in mind. So keeping it in your mind, please try to develop your skill set which demands for lifelong learning. At the same time, I also advise you not to ignore your non-credit or audit courses which will help you shaping your character with empathy, ethics, social responsibilities, primarily among the campus community. If possible, please take part in cultural activities, drama, debate, literature, etc. through Students' Club. I shall end here just by putting before you, please fix up your 3 to 4 year roadmap, your personal roadmap while studying here. Please master time management. From tomorrow onwards, set your first assignment. It may be a very small one, low pressure task, but please set it and read motivational stories to get positive energy. You are the future of the university, the country, and the global society at large. We thank you all for choosing Adamas University. Utilize the facility available here for shaping your future and be the harbinger of name, fame, and growth of this august institution. Thank you for a patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for outlining our university's robust infrastructure. Every student enters the university with a dream of thriving corporate or professional career. To help you map out that journey right from day one, I invite Mr. Obijit Giri, Senior Vice President, Career Development Center, CDC, Skill and Consultancy and Group Outreach to unpack the real-world employment trail. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon, one and all. And thank you so much for letting me speak and giving me an opportunity to welcome all of you in the Adamas University. Because this Adamas University, this is the first day of your journey. It's a transformative journey from the school to university. And I'm sure that you all are enjoying this journey. How many of you are hungry by your tummy? Can you please raise your right hand? Hungry by tummy. Right hand, please. Very less. Few hundreds are here, almost thousands, but hungry by tummy is only not more than 50. So I think you are all hungry for knowledge. Yes or no? Right, left hand. Hungry for knowledge. No. 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 Fantastic. I actually need the students of like this who can talk from by their own heart and say by honesty, because this is university. So you should speak from your heart what you believe. If you really believe that you no need of knowledge right now, we need food right now, so we should speak that we need food, we no need knowledge right now, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? This is the first step for your corporate journey that you are going to start after 4th year of this education system. Because the corporate world need people who can speak from their heart and mind, who can make opinion, who can talk what is right, what is wrong. Corporate people, no need of the people who can just mug up something and say Newton's third law. Nobody is interested to know E equal to MC square. Nobody is interested to know what is the formula of A plus B whole square. People want to know what you believe and what you can deliver. And I think you are all in the right space. You all are in the right shape to do that journey. And I won't take much time. I understand this is almost 1:30. You all came from morning 5 o'clock from your home. Your parents are actually looking for, yes, they are actually so careful about you. I'm so thankful to the parents. They all are, outside. They are looking for you to have food first, and then they will consume food. Thank you so much. You got us so nice parents, at least. Big clap for the parents. Can you please put your hands for the parents? Louder, at least they can know. Can you please put your hands together for parents? At least they can know that you are still energetic. You are still energetic. You are not hungry for your food. Thank you so much. Myself, Abhijit Giri. I represent Adamas University Career Development Center. I will take you through the journey along with all professor colleagues from the academic to the corporate world. I will meet you in person in your respective school. We will discuss in detail that what we do, how we do. I will take a pause now. I will again request you to enjoy this program and hungry for the knowledge, hungry for the skill, build your career, and thank you so much. Welcome once again.
Thank you, sir, for your rapid establishment of vital connection between the academic readiness and corporate success right from the beginning. Now it's time to add a vibrant splash of color, rhythm, and immense joy to our afternoon. Campus life at Adamas is an elegant blend of academics and creative arts. To showcase this creative spirit, let's welcome the incredibly talented members of our student cultural body from the Jhankar Club for a brilliant dance performance. Let's put our hand together for them.
Jena ta jom tari
Check.
Students are requested to please settle down. We have a few portions of the program left over. Please settle down, students.
We need to introduce you to some of the important delegates of our university who will be helping you throughout your journey in this university. First of all, I would like to call Dr. Koshe Banerjee, Professor and Associate Dean, Student and Cultural Affairs. She will be guiding you for your campus life roadmap and help you to understand the different co-curricular engagement, NSS, NCC, and clubs overview. Next, we have Dr. Ankita Roy, Director, IAS Division. She will be responsible for guiding you if you are interested in civil service and any query regarding the IAS recruitment, IAS competitions. Then we have Ms. Runke Basu, Head of International Relations and Associate Dean, Center for Lifelong Learning. Ms. Runke Basu deals with the international relations and global opportunities. Next, we have Mr. Abdur Rafi, who decides the technological roadmap of our university in this digital fast era. This technological backbone which defines our efficiency is regulated by him. Next, we have Dr. Shaptoshi Chatterjee, Associate Professor and Associate Director, Incubation and Chief Coordinator, eUva Center. If you have any idea about startups, innovation, incubation, he is the person to contact and communicate with. Lastly, I will request Professor Rajot Ray, our acting registrar and Dean of Student and Cultural Affairs, to conclude by giving the vote of thanks.
Thank you. I'll request the students. Hello, students, just stay back for a few minutes. So, I would like to communicate that whatever the lectures that were left could not give, all those are there. In the handbooks, you will find all informations are there related to international relation, related to that innovation, innovative council and all. So that you will find in the booklet. And the various cultural clubs, the stalls are there outside, you roam there, see there, register yourself in the club and participate in the near future. I would like to convey heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Chancellor Sir, Professor Shamit Rai, Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Suranjan Das, or Vice Chancellor, esteemed guest, Professor Durai, then Dean, Directors, faculty members, all the students. That it has been made possible to introduce you in a systematic manner, commencing from 9 a.m. So it is with the great support and participation from all stakeholders of the university to make the program successful. We are cutting short the program so that you can go out and take up your next activity, maybe the biometric and whatever. So we convey the heartfelt thanks to all of you, those who helped the program to make successful. Thank you. So students, those who have the registration number, for them, you have to do the biometric here in this convention at the back. If you have completed, then you have to go to the department for document verification. Okay, the students having registration number, first to complete the biometric, that identification over here within the hall at the back, followed by they will go to department for file verification. Students who has not received the registration number, they have to go to AU1, means Adamas University building number 1. Their international lounge, you have to go and contact. There the registration process has to be completed. After registration complete, then you come to auditorium for biometric attendance, for biometric identification marks. After completion that, then you have to go to department. In the department, teachers are there waiting to assist you, to guide you, and it's there from now onwards, your classes will be commenced. The program schedule will be communicated or has been already communicated to you all. The schedule of the classes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So after completing your lunch, complete your biometric registration. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, sir and ma'am. So after your biometric registration and temporary ID card collection, you visit your departments for your physical verification. That is very important because you start your class. So you visit your department, the teachers are waiting for you for the physical verification. Thank you so much.